We're looking at, the origins of one of the most popular musical songs.
It may have an official music video now, but when Talking Heads' Psycho Killer was released in the mid-'70s, it was just a song.
To get personal, my high school boyfriend was a DJ at his school, and he made me mixtapes, and he was a huge fan of Talking Heads. And in the summer of 1983, we went to see Talking Heads at Pine Knob in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. And it was the Speaking in Tongues tour that was subsequently filmed for the Stop Making Sense film. So I feel like I have a sort of special connection because I remember that concert. It was one of the first large rock concerts I ever went to.
Talking Heads drummer Chris France says it all started with a college cover band, the Artistics.
Artistics was a group of friends. It was myself, David Byrne, another David from a friend of mine from Kentucky, David Anderson, and Hank Staler on bass. And we sometimes had other friends come in, but it was really those four, the two Davids, Hank and myself. And we, the idea was to just play music for our friends, like we played at the Valentine's Day Ball at RISD. That was our big gig.
France lived with Talking Heads bass player Tina Weymouth at the time.
David knocked on the door and he said, "I got this song I want you to help me with." The song happened to be Psycho Killer. David had the idea that if we wrote the middle eight, or what they call the bridge section, in French, if the lyrics were in French, it would somehow imply a psychotic break and make the song seem like it really was about a crazy person. And so Tina wrote the bridge she just sat down and wrote it, and in French, and I wrote a couple more additional verses. And when we played that song for our friends at RISD, they all responded really well to it.
They recorded 3 songs and sent it off to a former RISD instructor and radio DJ in New York, hoping it would get airplay.
You must remember this is 4 art students with 1 microphone. I think it's surprisingly good sounding for what for the technology that we had.
Psycho Killer, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Chris had written the letter on the back to Alan Sondheim, who'd been his contemporary art professor at RISD. Alan Sondheim had a radio show in New York, and Chris asks, if you can use this for your spot on WBAI, feel free to do so. If not, please give a listen to hear the tape of stuff we're doing anyway. Nice to see you and Kathy. I'll be down in the spring. I'll send regards. Chris. P.S. Please return the tape when through to Chris France.
I had hopes that he would play it on his radio show. I don't know that he ever did, but he did give some of his archives to the Rhode Island School of Design. And among the archives was this little reel of tape that was the Artistics demo.
When a curator asked for musical artifacts a couple of years ago, the tape was pulled out. What was that like, getting the call from RISD that this tape had resurfaced and that they wanted to keep their promise to you and send it over to you to digitize?
Well, it was a wonderful moment. They actually delivered it. I believe you interviewed Margot. She and one of her colleagues, Diane, actually delivered it by hand to our home. And then I said, "Oh, this is like the holy grail of Talking Heads." And I took it to a real expert who transferred the tape to the digital domain, and did some restoration on it also.
It was digitized. And on Black Friday, which is also Record Store Day, it will be part of a special Talking Heads demo release.
Come November 28th, we'll have a vinyl record that we can share with the world as well that has the contents of this artifact on it.
And the original will remain in RISD archives along with this collection of items related to the Artistics and Talking Heads. In Providence, Tammy Talkbattalea, NBC 10 News.